Hi everyone, welcome back to the Casual Ethnographer. Today's episode is about Memorial Day. What is it? How did it start? And how do Americans celebrate it? I'll also share a little bit about my own family's military history. I'll feed Bertha, and we'll check in on shelf indulgences. Just a quick note, I am filming on a very sunny Saturday, 2 days before Memorial Day, to allow the holiday weekend for my family. It's a gorgeous day down at the Gig Harbor waterfront. Had a little bit too much sun, way too much wind, but I am glad you're here, so let's get to it. Memorial Day in the United States is a federal holiday dedicated to honoring and mourning military personnel who have died in the service of their country. It is observed annually on the last Monday of May, and while today is often associated with barbecues, store sales, and the unofficial start of summer, its origins are solemn. The holiday began in the aftermath of the Civil War, which claimed more American lives than any conflict in U.S. history and necessitated the creation of national cemeteries. In 1868, Union General John A. Logan called for a nationwide day of remembrance to be held on May 30th. It was originally called Decoration Day, named for the act of decorating the graves of fallen soldiers with flowers. While many communities claim to be the birthplace of Memorial Day, in 1966 the federal government officially recognized Waterloo, New York as its origin, noting a townwide observance held there in 1866. Still, similar ceremonies emerged in both northern and southern states, some organized by formerly enslaved people to honor Union soldiers who fought for their freedom. Over time, the day evolved. After World War I, the scope expanded to honor American military personnel who died in all wars. In 1971, Congress declared Memorial Day a national holiday and moved its observance to the final Monday in May, ensuring a 3-day weekend. Today, Memorial Day is marked by flag ceremonies, parades, speeches, and moments of silence, especially at 3 p.m. local time, a moment designated for national remembrance. It's a day of reflection, of gratitude, and for many families, of personal mourning. For those of us who have not lost loved ones in military service, it's still a moment to acknowledge the weight of sacrifice. And like many American families, mine has deep ties to the military. Multiple generations have served in battles across the world. My family was fortunate our loved ones came home, but many others weren't as lucky. Some carry physical wounds of war, but all live with the memory of battle. The hunger, the exhaustion, the discomfort, and the ache of missing home. So on days like today, while I don't personally mourn anyone lost in active service, I think of those who do. I think of the families who never got to welcome their loved ones back, and the soldiers who served beside those that didn't make it home. While I feed Bertha, let's get into shelf indulgences. But before we dive into the book, let me describe what you're seeing on the screen. This morning I took Bertha out of the fridge to let her warm up to room temperature. After a couple of hours, I began the process you're watching now. I removed 2 bowls of discard, each measuring 240 grams before feeding. You might be wondering why I'm pulling so much discard out today. One bowl will be used to make the same banana bread my family loved in the episode Baking, Browsing, and Big Price Tags. The other bowl is for me. I'm thinking about making maybe a coffee cake. I also have 7 apples that are a little past their prime for snacking, which makes them perfect for baking. So I'll be making a Dutch apple pie today with a twist. I've got 1 lonely stalk of rhubarb left, so it's going in the pie too. That one's not for me though. It will be full of gluten. Since the sweet potato flour I ordered from Amazon arrived damaged, I won't be using it today. Instead, I'm feeding Bertha with a combination of cassava flour, buckwheat flour, and almond flour, plus a small amount of honey. She'll rest on the counter for several hours, covered with a single ply paper towel held in place by a rubber band so she can react, bubble up, and then fall back down. I will mark the jar with tape to track her growth. Once she's done, I'll loosely replace the lid and return her to the fridge for another week. I'm giving her a bit more time before my next attempt at a bread experiment. Now on to the book. The portion of the Norse myths I read this week was fascinating. I told my husband this morning that after over 20 years of studying mythology and growing up with a mom who loved it, I thought I had a solid grasp on Norse myth. But the introduction offered a fresh perspective, especially in how it presented the cosmology, the pantheon, and the general flow of the myths. Much of it was new to me. As a reminder, my goal this week was to read the introduction and the first myth, the creation. Like many creation myths around the world, this one followed a familiar pattern, but it was still compelling to see how the Norse envisioned the beginning of their world, a world of gods, goddesses, giants, dwarves, elves, and humans. I'm really looking forward to what comes next. If you're reading along, I'd love to hear your thoughts, what you found interesting, what you learned, or any comments you'd like to share. Looking ahead, my goal before next Monday's episode on June 2nd is to read myths 2 through 7. In my copy of the book, that's pages 7 through 37. I hope you'll join me as we continue exploring these long ago stories of the Norse. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. I know that holidays like Memorial Day can feel a little complicated, solemn, and celebratory, and I appreciate you being here to sit with those layers. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence. See you next time.